for the land of the free and the home of the brave. I'm a proud American from my birth to the grave. 47 is the top, took a bullet for all. Didn't flinch, didn't run, still the answer the call. And we said, be tight, be tight, be tight. The officer radio show. Be tight, be tight, be tight. The officer radio show.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. Hey, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Two things at the top of the clock that I'm going to talk about first. This debacle, and I told y'all yesterday. If you watch my show and I told you at the beginning, I thought there was bull shenanigans, and then we're going to talk about Donald Trump and J.D. Vance whooping the socks off Zelensky. How dare you come to America think you finna shake us down? You got this ain't the Biden administration. You got another thing coming. All right, I'll get to that in a minute. But let's talk about Pam Bondi. I'm giving my honest take. This may get me in trouble with the Trump administration. I don't know. I was going to make a video yesterday about this, but I said let me hold off because I don't want no beef. I love Donald Trump. I want us to win. I want us to succeed. But y'all don't follow me for me to just say what everybody want me to say because I'm afraid I won't get invited in these rooms. I just believe that we need to line this up a lot better than what we've been doing. There is no flipping way that Pam Bondi don't seem to be on the same page as Kesh Patel, that don't seem to be on the same page as Trump, that don't seem to be on the same page as what are y'all doing? That's all I'm saying. Look, I care about Trump. Y'all making Trump look bad. What are y'all doing? If you don't know why the FBI isn't releasing the Epstein files, don't release the files. Hold off on it. This ain't a make or break issue. I don't know a single mom thinking about Epstein files right now, or somebody struggling, working on their job all day long just to get home, trying to provide for their family, buying groceries, and they worry about Epstein. He dead, or he ain't going to jail. What do we like? Why are we introducing this foolery at a time such as this if you don't have nothing there? Pam Bondi, come on. You had the same documents that they holding up. This is so embarrassing. This is the most embarrassing. And I love everybody on here. Now, I don't know Liz Wheeler that much. But Rogan, Chad, the gay dude back there, I forget his name. What's his name? Pressler. I don't know who the other people are. But like a lot of these people I love. I like them. I don't want to. Y'all did this to them. Some of them are acting in good faith. Pam Bondi, you knew when you had the documents on the desk, you knew that whenever these binders were created for certain people, you knew what was in it. How about you say, y'all, we're going to hold off on these binders. The FBI is not releasing the stuff that we want them to release. Kesh, hey, how you want to handle this? Do you want to do a press conference? Are you going to get on top of this? Because I'll ease off of it until you get it. And when you get it, call me. And then we're going to roll this out together. Not that you roll this out. You got influencers looking crazy as three left shoes on an eight-legged man. They boasting with the binders and ain't nothing in it. Ain't nothing in it. Do we have a clip of the binder? We were scrolling the binders. We'll get the clip. Y'all grown. I'm not talking about the influencers because they just, they getting played, in my opinion, and to a certain degree. Because I don't think they knew, and I heard for some people, I don't think they knew it wasn't nothing in there. They got duped to a certain degree. They at the White House, they doing all this photo op stuff. Some people said it wasn't a photo op, it just so happened the camera crew was out there or whatever. But they doing all this and ain't nothing in that binder. Nothing but redacted information. Pam Bondi knew that there was nothing in there. And she gave it to them. She let them use it, whatever the case may be. They did a whole photo op, whether it was intentional or unintentional. And they had, I don't know a single conservative person that believes that this wasn't a complete failure and embarrassment. That didn't need to happen. And then Pam Bondi writes a letter to the FBI and Kesh Patel, chastising them. This is what I'm afraid of, ladies and gentlemen, and y'all bear with me with this. I want to believe that everybody that Trump picked this time, that they were all genuine, they're all on one accord with one mission, one goal in mind, and they're going to work together almost seamlessly to do the will of the American people. My fear is, get the other clip up there. My fear is that we may have, and I'm not saying this 100% right now, but we may have gotten a bunch of people in who want the attention. I'm the big dog now. No, I'm the big dog now. No, I'm the big dog now. No, Elon Musk says, you send me this email back or you're going to get fired. Kesh Patel says, don't listen to Elon. Pam Bondi says, Epstein files will be released tomorrow. Then Pam Bondi turns and says, Kesh Patel and the FBI aren't releasing the files like I asked them to. Who is having a peeing contest of who can up who? I hope that this is not, I hope this is a misunderstanding and we do not have 4 years of this foolery. We have a thing now called a cell phone and an email and a coffee shop. Get off your butt and go talk to people before y'all start disseminating mixed information and the public is now saying, what foolery is going on here? And we're going to get our ashy elbows whooped in the midterms. And then all this stuff is going to be for nothing because the Democrats going to start, look, they don't know what's going on. Look, the right hand don't know what the left hand. Look, it's all shenanigans. Look, these people are not qualified. Look. And y'all just exacerbating the stuff. If Elon Musk does something and y'all know it's wrong, somebody contact somebody on the phone and say, hey, Elon, that was what you doing? Hey, just so you know, we ain't going with that. So how you want to put this out to the people? How you want to put this in a press release? Who gonna talk? Elon, you need to tell the people that they don't have to do this. Therefore, I don't have to say anything. Pam Bondi don't have to say anything. Any of these department heads don't have to say anything. Let Elon say it. Y'all get in a circle and coordinate this. God dang. They already saying the man is rogue, and then y'all backdooring him. All right. Let's look at this little binder thing. This was in the binder. I should have got to it quicker. Roll it.
And Bondi has sent a letter demanding that it be sent to her tomorrow by 8 a.m. At that point, I imagine they will review the information, go through it, redact any personal identifying information and identities of victims, and continue to release this information in accordance with Trump's executive order. There's going to be a lot of investigation of people on this list. Again, not everyone on this list is someone that committed a crime. Jeffrey Epstein was not publicly known for this. He was connected with a lot of people, and it will take time to figure out who was actually involved in the crimes and who was simply someone he was going after. We know that President Trump was affiliated with him at some point. Earlier in his career, he's affiliated with a lot of people. He's a very famous, successful man. I'm sure Jeffrey Epstein wanted to entrap him. President Trump did cut off communication with Epstein.
There's not one page that wasn't heavily redacted. In law enforcement, this is a complete redaction. You can't get nothing out of it. Let me tell you what we used to do. I was the PIO for Tucson Police Department for a year. I think it was a year or two. I can't remember. It was a short period of time. Matter of fact, I was the first officer that was a PIO, and I was the first brother that was the PIO. Just in case y'all want to say that the world is racist. Anyway, I'm in there, and when we see redactions like this, two things are happening. One is it's actively under investigation, and they do not want to give up any information to compromise the investigation, so they redact. Two, and this is more tactical, they don't have to give up certain information because technically it's being investigated. So they redact because they don't want you to know what's in the files. And they can hide under the guise of it's under investigation, so therefore you can't see anything. So there's a legitimate, it's really under investigation, and we don't want to compromise the investigation just for you to go put it out on social media. And then there's it's still under investigation because we can have the right to say we don't want you guys to have any information regarding this topic. It could be under investigation forever. Let me say this, and I'm going to get to some Pam Bondi stuff. I don't think it's nothing there anyway. If there was something there, somebody would be in jail. This happened a long. Ghislaine Maxwell been in jail for a long time now. She went to jail a long time. They didn't just investigate her and him and that's it. Like they investigated her, him, and anybody that was implicated. Nobody's going to jail. I don't care about a flight log. We already know them nasty little demons were on their flight, and then we don't know what they did. Some people went over there, probably got tricked. Some people used his flight for them to go to a party because he was, hey, you could use the plane. Some people was over there getting down and dirty. I bet Clinton was probably getting down and dirty over there. I don't know that to be true. We'll never know because the flight log don't tell you nothing. Now you talk about a client list. Now that's more important. But are they going to show who was a client and a client of what? Some people claim he was working for Mossad and he got recordings to blackmail people. Well, do y'all have them tapes? Do you have transcripts? Is there anybody getting indicted? If none of that is happening, Pam Bondi need a timeout, and whoever else involved in this need a timeout. Y'all need discipline because you playing with the American people. We ain't got time for this. We ain't got time for photo ops and trying to go viral. People are literally concerned about tariffs, about terrorism, about all kinds of stuff. Is the border literally secure? The executive orders. How do we get this stuff into law so that the next president don't undo everything Donald Trump has done? That's what we care about. We don't care about some freaky, nasty sex offenders and what they doing if y'all ain't got nothing juicy to offer. I don't want a name. I don't want videos and everything. I want recordings. We ain't got to see the video, but at least a transcription or audio version, because I want to know is Clinton ordering young girls, and that's juicy. But but Pam know if she can see it. I'm gonna make this point. Pull the next video up. I want to make this point real quick. Pam Bondi, like the redactions are only public redactions. Redacted information is not redacted from her. She don't see redactions. She see everything that's in the files. She know exactly what the files show. The redactions are when they make it public, they go through and redact it because people don't have privy knowledge to the investigation. They don't have a security clearance. They're not a part of anything, so they're not privy to see it. Pam Bondi should know exactly what's in the files. And I'm telling you right now, she should be, and I'm not trying to go too far. I hope that this is not the case. But God is my witness. If somehow Pam Bondi has been saying there's all this stuff in these files, she's seen it. It's not redacted to her. And it comes out that it's another burger, she should step down. You already starting off crazy. If that's the case, if there's stuff in there, shout out to Pam Bondi, good job. But our God is my witness. Anybody in the Trump administration that's playing games and doing the release the crack and stuff, and we got evidence, and then they go and plead guilty to lying about the election. Pam Bondi, I love you. I support you. Please don't be that person, because I ain't going to have nothing nice to say if you didn't looked at this stuff and you know ain't nothing there because you saw it. Then the FBI releases what you want them to release, and there's nothing there. and you knew it was nothing there this whole time, and you just trying to go viral, I'm on your head. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to move on. Roll the clip.
See, hopefully tomorrow is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information.
No, I want the one from Jesse Waters. No, let's do the Jesse Waters one, because the Jesse Waters recap from yesterday is the one I really want. I don't think Pam is on there. It's just Jesse Waters.
This plays first in the beginning. He's recapping.
He's recapping. This is it.
Yes, he's recapping what she said.
All right, roll it.
See, hopefully tomorrow is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
So we were looking today to find out more about why the government's been so suspiciously protective of Jeffrey Epstein. This afternoon, a bunch of conservative influencers left a meeting at the White House with binders that said the Epstein files, phase 1. Once the binders were opened, people were able to see flight records and Epstein's Rolodex and a list of masseuses. The masseuses' names were blacked out, and the information from the flight logs wasn't new. Neither was the Rolodex. When we began to feel duped, Pam Bondi released a letter that says, basically, I was duped too. In the letter addressed to FBI Director Kash Patel, Bondi basically says, I asked you for the full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. I received 200 pages of documents. I asked if these were all the documents, and the FBI said yes. Late yesterday, I learned from a source at the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and the indictment of Epstein. Despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the evidence of these files. Bondi's demanding by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning that the FBI deliver everything to her office, including all records.
All right, let's get us up to speed. So she said she was duped. Really? I mean, they got binders. Somebody put the papers in the binders, right? Somebody had to open a binder, and it wasn't sealed. They opened and be like, damn, it's all redacted. That's crazy. Hey, don't put that on TV. Let's wait a minute until the FBI show us something. They just all redacted. No, nothing new. I read it before I released it at 3 and before I gave all these influencers a packet. Some of the influencers say they were in the room with Trump and everybody. They had the paperwork. And let me just say this real quick. Why are we even doing this anyway? If you don't have the information and the FBI is not releasing it, how about we focus on the people's business and not Jeffrey Epstein? Just hold off on it, Pam. Hold off on it, Kesh. Y'all got other stuff to do. Get on the same page, and later this year you can release the files. This is only for conspiracy validation. This ain't got nothing to do with the American people. Nobody's money gonna get better. Nobody's house, living arrangement is gonna change. Nobody's 401k is gonna change. No, the stock market isn't gonna change. Nothing is going to change. Israel is not going to be safer because we know Epstein files. So get on the same page first before y'all even do this on TV. Shout out to Jesse Waters for calling it out, man. I think he was the best. I think he wasn't the best on Fox. I think he should have took over Tucker's spot. He the man, in my opinion. It rolled a clip. That's another story.
Audio, video recordings, all materials related to Epstein. And she ensures DOJ will disclose everything. And she's directing Patel to begin an immediate investigation into why the FBI isn't following orders. So who's in charge at the New York FBI field office? Who's withholding Epstein docs from the Attorney General? James Dennehy is running the show there. There he is. This is the guy who emailed his whole staff to dig in after Trump took office. And don't forget that James Comey's daughter is an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. She worked on the Epstein and Maxwell cases. She's kind of knee-deep in this. Epstein was facing sex trafficking charges in Lower Manhattan. Where's all that paperwork? The FBI seized computers, surveillance videos, banking records, file cabinets, and photographs from all of Epstein's properties in New Mexico, the Virgin Islands, Palm Beach, and in New York. The Justice Department also gave Epstein a sweetheart non-prosecution deal 17 years ago. Where are those files? The Bureau of Prisons. Where are those files? You remember where Epstein killed himself? I asked Bill Barr about that, why everything seemed to go wrong that night.
When I first heard all the information and all the coincidences here, I was suspicious.
What were the coincidences? I mean, those were a lot of coincidences.
Well, one of the cameras was out.
Right.
He was supposed to have a cellmate. The cellmate left. They didn't replace the cellmate. And the guards who were supposed to check him every half hour didn't check him.
My EMT source said he was on the scene immediately to pull Epstein's body out to the morgue. And when he got to the cell, he saw 7 people there touching Epstein's body and moving stuff around. Trump did say during the campaign he'd release these files, so it's not like this came out of the blue. Jeffrey Epstein did act as an informant to the FBI. Is the Bureau embarrassed? Is the Bureau embarrassed that they let hundreds of young victims down? This was all happening right under everyone's noses. Epstein was probably an intelligence asset, rumored to be working with the Israelis, maybe this country, probably other countries. Was he a double agent? He had dirt on everyone and a knack for making cash. And he's dead. So the government has no one to protect but themselves. Epstein victim attorney Jennifer Freeman and former CIA officer and
All right, so you're seeing a little bit of Justice Waters' explanation, and I think he's on point, you know, because I think it's a Pam Bondi thing, but it's also a government thing. It's a government exposure thing. But I don't think this is necessary. I just really do think we need to have the optics of being on the same page. It's too early in the game for us to seem to be disgruntled and ordering investigation after all this stuff on the things that were not prioritized. We are doing a lot of stuff for the border. That was a priority. We do need to work on making the economy better. That is a priority. If we were suing people and we were, asking for accountability and disclosure of certain documents that's related to those key points that people voted for us for, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. But this Epstein thing just bothers me to no end, and I don't think it's really worth the squeeze. Let's go with. I want to have some verifying videos. That's why I want to play a few more. Then we're gonna go to the next topic. Let's go to Liz Wheeler on Glenn Beck. Roll it.
But once we get outside, we see that there's a gaggle of press, essentially in the bushes to the side of the White House. And the looks on their faces, so sour, so dour, so astonished to see us because it wasn't a, publicly announced meeting per se. And they were kind of like, what the heck are you guys doing here? And so we were, again, giddy from having been in the Oval Office, having just come out of a meeting with RFK where he was telling us some remarkable things he's working on. And they were curious about what we were holding. Now, this is a very important part of the story. We had not been told up to that point that there was any sort of embargo on this information. It was our impression at that moment that within about 2 minutes, we would be able to break the story of the SDNY stonewalling Pam Bondi. And so when the media was so sour and bitter that we had gotten this binder, yes, we were kind of laughing at them. We were holding up the binders in defiance, saying, you know what? You've been relegated to the bushes because you lie and you smear and you gaslight the American people, and we are the media now. And that was the background of that picture. Now, within about 2 minutes of that picture being taken, we were told, please don't report on the binder itself or the story about the SDNY until 3:30 in the afternoon, because they didn't want the press conference between Donald Trump and the UK Prime Minister to be solely focused on the SDNY Epstein files story. So all of a sudden, we are in this situation where the press has gotten photos of us with these binders that appear to be real Epstein files, and yet we knew that they were not. And we begged for the embargo to be lifted. The process of that embargo being lifted was frankly botched up. That should have been, it was an error on the part of the White House not to allow us to go ahead and do that. We, of course, were being respectful of that embargo because we were just given an exclusive story. But what happened then is pictures of us holding the binders were the only things that we were allowed to post at that moment. But we thought we'd be able, within about 5 minutes of those posts, just getting people's attention, to tell what the real story is.
Right.
And yet the embargo wasn't lifted. And so it created this situation, and I cannot even tell you how frantic I felt in this situation, Glenn, because it appears to be a bait and switch. And my goodness that's the last thing that was ever intended. I was frantic behind the scenes telling the White House, you have to let me tell this story. You have to let me release this. Do you know what this looks like publicly? But unfortunately, it was at least over an hour before we were able to do that. And so in the interim, everyone in the country, understandably so, assumed that those binders were full of Epstein files, and they felt like we were withholding information from them. They felt like we were engaging in clickbait. They felt devastated and used when they found out there was nothing in it. And again, honestly, I'll be blunt. I totally understand why people are pissed off, because I am too about that.
I am too. I'm pissed off for you and also as a citizen of America. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think part of the thing that outrages me about this is like, okay, so basically it was a bad comms decision that led to a really significant story. I don't want to call it being overlooked, because when I posted on X last night or yesterday afternoon, I was on a plane.
Let's just get this lined up. I'm almost done with the story. They trying to be cute, and they end up backfiring. You don't need to have a fake binder knowing that there's no Epstein files in it. You don't need to have the binder in the first place. And then you go and flash the media and say, ha, look at you fools. We're the ones, we're the new media. And then well, look what happens. You don't need to be cute. You got the American people, you got it or you don't. We don't want to be tricked. We don't want to be gaslit. We don't want to be propagandized to, propagated to, maybe that's the better word. We don't want that. We got our lives. We got all this stuff. We're spending our time looking at people who we trust to give us information that can be trustworthy. We don't need y'all playing games. I'm glad I wasn't a part of that. Because I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a binder that I know ain't nothing in it. We're going to show the media. I'm a grown man with kids. Ain't nobody got time to be playing. And this is what happened when you play. And I'm going to tell y'all this. I wanted to propose something to Trump, and I got the proposal already ready to go. I don't know what they're doing here. Maybe I'll present it. Maybe I won't. Because I know that there's a way to disseminate information to influencers in a more succinct, in a way that makes sense, that's professional, that's curated, that's not, I want to go viral. Oh, let's show the media. It's like, because I'm going to tell y'all the truth. When the Epstein files do come out, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what Trump want to say. I don't know what we got to go and look it up and try to find stuff, and it's too disorganized. And that's the part that bothers me about what I saw yesterday. It's too disorganized. Donald Trump has already had a plan for dignitaries to be at the White House. Why are y'all releasing binders and doing all this at the same day that this is happening? The left hand ain't talking to the right hand. I think that's the end of the clip. Is that other one worth it? Is the Mark Levin worth it, Nick?
It's just basically Pam Bondi explaining what happened with the FBI. It's more of an updated one.
Is it? Okay, let's go to Pam Bondi real quick. This is supposed to be an updated one. It's only a minute. Roll it.
As you know, we released about 120 pages of documents, and I started asking for these documents right when I came into office and before Kash Patel was in there. So I ended up getting about 120 pages. We carefully redacted them, of course, to be sure the 254 young girls, women who are victims of sex crimes and sex trafficking, their personal information was redacted and out of there to protect them. So I'm going through it and I kept saying, there has to be more, there has to be more. I'm assured that's it. Kash asked the same questions. Assured there's no more. I found out, this week that a source told me New York, SDNY, they're sitting on thousands of pages of documents regarding Epstein. Thousands. And of course, you've seen the very strong letter. We will get everything. We will have it in our possession. We will redact it, of course, to protect grand jury information and confidential witnesses. But the American people have a right to know. And Donald Trump is the most transparent president in our nation's history. So not only will America get the full Epstein files, they will get JFK, they will get Martin Luther King.
All right, next topic. I heard this was a beatdown. I heard that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance had to expose the shakedown artist Zelensky himself. The audacity of him walking around in military uniform and he ain't fighting nowhere is crazy. But I guess this time he decided to put a suit on and try to look dignified so he can come ask for some more money. I don't understand this. Some of y'all can help me in the comment section. I do not understand why we have such loyalty to giving so much money to the Ukraine. I think I do. I think it's because we've been doing so much dirt in Ukraine and the Bidens and everything. We owe them. That's why he don't have no problem coming and saying, you better give me that money. And what are they doing with the money? What are they doing with the efforts? Because some people argue that it's not really us giving the money. What we do is we're giving them $2 billion worth of old equipment and we're renewing our equipment. So we're allocating the funds to Ukraine, but it's dishing out all of our old stuff and we're using the funds that we're doing to Ukraine. We're rebuilding our arsenal and inventory. That's what I heard, which wouldn't be a bad idea. But do the people have to guess? So here's the transaction, the interaction between, and this just happened. I think I'm probably the first person reporting on this. The interaction between Zelensky, J.D. Vance, who's our next president, and Donald Trump. Wrote a clip.
Yes, contract. Yes, but after that, he broke this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't.
Look at J.D.
J.D. Right. But he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, J.D., you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people in your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know.
bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good. We're going to feel very good and very strong. You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. Yeah, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, you said thank you. You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
he's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
I can't take this. This is they kicking his butt in there. This is what it's supposed to look like. Don't come up in America talking crazy. I'll slap you out that chair. That little homie think he gonna come up in here, bro. Don't get worked by Trump. Trump, he may be 75, but he'll get on your real fast. And JD, he look like he a big dude. Don't get whooped in front of everybody in the White House. Come in the Oval Office disrespect that we'll kick you out of here. So, come on, let's keep going. Roll it, man.
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone. And we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been alone. We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and your men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again, just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on. I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire?
I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about a ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me. That wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President.
Nick, Dylan, y'all are right, bro. That's the craziest thing I ever seen. I can't, I'm shocked, but I'm also like, ain't that how we supposed to be talking to these people? You don't have the car. Don't come up in here. And JD, that's why JD is the next president. JD said, well, first of all, you ain't even said thank you yet. I like how they both are like, bro, let's put you in your place. The camera's off. Do you want a ceasefire? Your people are dying. I just don't. I got so much more respect for Trump and JD Vance after this. I already had a lot. I didn't think I can get more respect. These are the greatest men in the world right now. They just got a fortitude to say, we're not finna let you come in here and just say whatever you want to say. I'm telling you straight out, bro. Your people are dying. You don't have nothing without us. You come in here and be grateful first. Second of all, you're losing. We ain't finna, so we grown, man. You got your country, we got our country. You're not finna come here and disrespect us. And also, your people are dying. You have no chance. War would have been over in 2 weeks if it wasn't for us. So maybe you should listen to what we trying to tell you to do. No. You've been talking too much. Trump said, you've been talking too much. You've talked enough. He put his hand on him. I don't know if y'all seen him. Trump like touched him like this. Like, man, hey, bruh, don't get jiggy up in here. We can get it jiggy up in here. JD Vance looked like he ready to swing on somebody. I ain't gonna even lie. What if JD Vance swung on him? That would have been even crazier. That would have been the craziest moment in world history if JD Vance would have got up and said, hey, look, get up out of here. Get up out of here. Get him out of here. Oh, you don't want, get him out of here. Throw him like this. Zelensky getting worked in the Oval Office. That's what I like to see. That's the kind of country I like to see. But anyway, that was the craziest thing ever. But they make an incredible amount of sense on our side. Is because the Ukraine, let me just give y'all some stats real quick. The Ukrainian military has lost 46,000 people and over 390,000 injuries. And that's insane. 46,000 soldiers. You know how crazy that is? I want y'all to go to a football game and just think of in the entire stadium If you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, I think they could probably fit about 65,000 people in there, maybe 50,000. Just imagine that whole thing where everybody's screaming and yelling, if they were soldiers and they all got killed. Do you know how many people that is? 390,000 injuries. That's bigger than many cities in this country. And it's insane. The civilian impact has taken severe toll on the civilians with over 12,000 confirmed dead and more than 29,000 injuries to their citizenry. And this guy don't want a ceasefire. I think Zelensky was wrong in the first place, to be honest, if y'all ask me. I think he was wrong in the first place. I don't know the context, but when I listen to him talk unbiasedly, it feel like Putin was right. I'm just saying. It's saying Putin said, if you don't do this by this date, we're going to do this. And they warned him, and they decided to be stubborn on it, and he did what he said he was going to do 8 years ago. And we telling our people it's an invasion like we didn't know it was happening because it was going to happen. We did not intervene. We did not have any kind of leverage in saying, hey, how can we work together to make this right? We go over there, and then as soon as if y'all watching the debates, as soon as Kamala Harris, who went horizontal to go vertical in her career, knee pad Harris, as soon as she left Kyiv, it was invaded. Or I don't know if she left Kyiv, but she left from over there. Putin invaded. That's because there's no leadership. I put my life on it. Biden or Harris would not talk to Zelensky like that. Because they got to be PC. Oh, we can't argue with yes, sir. We'll talk off camera. That's the greatest moment. That's the greatest moment of the year right there so far. Don't mess with America. We'll put a boot in your... What's that? That's the American way. Toby Keith. I should play that song. I want to say the words, but I'm trying to be a good Christian today. But we'll put a boot right up in your... Like you from Texas. We'll put that steel-toe boot on you. Don't play with America. That's just my thing. I die for this country. I don't know about everybody else. I die for this country. I don't like nobody coming in here thinking you gonna boss up on America. You crazy. It's the greatest country on planet Earth. All of the people that came before us died and sacrificed so we can be right here. You got to be out of your mind. Think you're gonna disrespect the United States of America. That flag means something. It ain't just it's decorative. Every time I see the American flag, I was at a golf tournament. It was a Save the Storks fundraising golf tournament. We sponsored 2 holes. So my team was there. We made, what we get? We really should have tied for 5th place. We got like 8th place or something like that. They got one of our strokes off, man. I mean, we were 10 under. We were tied for 8th, but we were 10 under. We should have been 5th. And I didn't add no value. I donated. I didn't add no value. All right, I wasn't hitting nowhere. I think I put. I mean, y'all would probably use my putt once, maybe twice. And so anyway, we put our hand over our heart. We said the Pledge of Allegiance. I mean, we did the national anthem. Every time I do the national anthem, it means something. I think about the men and women who sacrificed and sacrifice today. I think about the men and women who hoisted that flag up in victory, who put it all on the line. The men and women who started this country that did not know at what point it would ever continue or that it would ever be to this degree. They did not have the technology we have. They did not have the resources we have. They did not see the fruit of their labor. They're gone. But they tasked us. They tasked us with a mandate to continue to pass the torch to the next generation. That's what this was all about. When I think about whether you white or black, you fought, we served, we struggled, we've parented, we've married, we've innovated, we've done all of these incredible things together. Not just people in the military, people that went through the Great Depression, they came out of it. They persevered. That's what America is all about. And you're going to bring your dirty little sorry country over here think you finna boss up on us, you crazy. I couldn't be the president. I'm way more radical. I couldn't be the president. I probably would have said, man, get him up out of here before we start fighting up in here. Get him out of here. Get a little man out of here. Little man, you gonna get out of here, I'm gonna throw you out. Which one you gonna do? Because you already didn't say it enough. I'm done playing games with you. All right, let's get to the next subject. There's a few things I want to talk about. Let's talk about Al Sharpton, that dirty dog. Put him on the screen. So Al Sharpton is claiming that he want to do a massive boycott. An economic boycott is organized by the People Union USA, founded by John Schwartz. That did not sound like a black man. The blackout encourages customers to abstain from all spending for 24 hours, particularly avoiding major retail and chains. For essential purchases, supporters are urged to patronize local small businesses. Target is one of the places that they plan to boycott because they do not want to emphasize, I won't say a DUI. It's the same thing. You got to be drunk and stupid to freaking believe in this. But the DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, which if you look at any metric that has been researched and studied, white women benefit more from DEI than any other group. I think there's only like 5 black CEOs that have been prominent through this entire process. That means it doesn't work. That means it's the grift. And this nut job who been grifting the black community back when he was fat. I don't know if y'all remember when Al Sharpton used to be fat, but he must have got Ozempic or something. Now he's skinny. He was grifting us back then. Now he's still grifting. On the flyer, y'all can't see it that well, but I can see it. 24-hour blackout, Friday the 28th, the last day of Black History Month, which is the shortest month of the year. Y'all stupid enough to accept it. Anyway, do not make any purchases, is what it says at the top. Do not shop online or in store. No Amazon. Are you trying to hurt black people? No Amazon, no Walmart, no Best Buy, no McDonald's or fast food stores, no gas, no major retailers. Do not use credit, debit cards for non-essential spending. Try not to buy all you need before Friday. Which is stupid, right? Everybody's gonna get what they need. They just won't shop for 24 hours. These people are so stupid. So no, keep it up. If you must spend, only support small and local businesses. Let me read down where it says, why does this matter? Corporations and banks only care about their bottom line. Disrupting the economy for even one day sends a powerful message. If they don't listen, we make the next blackout longer. Our numbers are powerful. This is how we make history. Okay. He put it out there. Let's go to the next clip. He put it out there. So I want us to monitor the effectiveness of what he's doing. You saying people can't go to Costco dollars for 24 hours. Do you know how short of a 24-hour period, short 24 hours is? You sleep for 8 of them. So I don't know the math. 16 hours or something? That you awake? You at work for 8 of them. So you got about 16 hours that you have it leveraged out. And so you only have a few hours for you to be up doing anything anyway, unless you shopping on the job. You ain't 24 hours, that's nothing. It's like doing a 24-hour fast. You make it past another point, you sleep for 8 of them. We're going to make an economic impact. Black people can't get together to do nothing for black people. They can get together to do the bidding for white people, the white liberal. DEI don't even help black people, and they're willing to boycott for a program that don't even help them. Do you know how stupid that is? Like people get mad at me and say, Brandon, you always talking about black people. Black people are the dumbest people, generally speaking, because they have the most talent, they have the most resources, they have the most everything, and they squander it. They squander it. I don't understand. Look at this man. He should be out helping curb violence in the inner city, education in the inner city. Instead of worry about boycotting, how about black people say we only spend at black-owned businesses for 24 hours? He's not going to say that. Why won't he say that? Instead of just saying we're going to boycott these businesses, we're going to still spend money with white people. But why won't he say we're only going to buy at black-owned businesses for 30 days? Why won't he say that? Why don't black people say we're going to use 24 hours for the next year? Every 24 hours, we're gonna highlight a black business that we're going to invest in. For 24 hours, cut back on spending, only spend at black-owned businesses, and only put your money in black banks. Why will he not say, black people, put your money in a black bank? Because he ain't finna put his money in a black bank. Black people only go to schools that are primarily black. He's not going to send his kids to a primarily black school. Black people, boycott XYZ until they stop letting these thugs kill our innocent young men every day of the week. That's because he don't care. There ain't no money in it. There ain't no podium in it. There's no ABC, NBC, Channel 7 News that's going to report you doing something positive for black people. That's why they won't do it. All of our entrepreneurs, all of our business managers, or whatever you want to call it, we only invest in black-owned investment companies or money managers. They'll never do something like that because they won't trust black people with their own money. They won't trust all black law firms. They do not use all black anything. They do not live in an all black community. That's why they can't say that to you. Al Sharpton do not live around black people. I can almost put my life on it. And if he do, one of his houses over here, the other one is around nothing but white people. Al Sharpton haven't preached a sermon, I don't think, in 70 years. Which would be his whole life. Why are we getting grifted? God has rescued us from slavery. God has given us a tremendous amount of endurance, perseverance. We come from something. And yet we go and squander it in 2025. That's why I'm hardest on black people than anybody else, because this is my opinion, I'm biased maybe because I grew up around a number of black people. When it comes to singing, when it comes to talent in sports, entertainment, you name it, black people dominate. They dominate. And to be honest, back in the day, I think we had way more brilliant black people than we do today. Back then, we had people changing the world. Now, I don't know of the impact that black people have in America today, other than entertainment. There's no black Elon Musk. There's one black guy that talks a lot about whatever, but that's one guy. And I'm gonna play the clip in a minute. I just want to say this real quick. If black people weren't tricked by people like him, if black people were not raised to believe that the country is racist and that they got to work harder than everybody else, and they're not going to get accepted in the places because of the color of their skin. And if black people were not taught that, brainwashed in it, there would be so many black successful millionaires that it'd be insane. I know firsthand that you can be successful as a black man in America just as successful as white people. Because to be honest, you ain't going to be as successful as a white person that got a silver spoon in his mouth. But most white people don't become billionaires and millionaires because they have silver spoon. They're grassroots. They started from the bottom. They stayed in the company for 30, 40 years, and they became incredibly successful. Let's go with Andy Frisella from First Farm. Andy Frisella didn't have money sitting around. Him, his brother, Sal, they grinded. They grind. Nobody gave them nothing. And their First Farm is $1 billion company. They didn't have nothing. Andy Frisella told me how he was sleeping on the couch at the supplement company. Andy Frisella has a flag. Give me a big screen. Andy Frisella has a flag in his headquarters that's the size of Amazon. The headquarters is bigger than Amazon. It's like right next to Amazon. Then they got 3 other buildings. He has a flag in his headquarters where they have a fitness facility. And the story behind the flag is the same size of their first store that they ever had. And he said he used to sleep on a mattress in the back of that supplement store. And now they got 3 or 4 warehouses that's over 140,000 square feet. That's a billion-dollar company. Andy Frisella is probably one of the richest people that I know. I see his little storage. His garage got all them cars in it. He came from nothing. One of my good friends, Mark Matson, came from nothing. Incredibly successful. Probably pay more in taxes than half of the people that you know pay in their lifetime. Maybe more than they earn in a lifetime. Came from nothing. Another guy that I know that was a mentor to me that helped me when I was John Bartis came from nothing. I don't know a person who had a silver spoon in their mouth that's rich. Look at Dana White. I consider Dana White to be one of my good friends. Dana White came from nothing. They took a chance on the UFC. It was nothing. They took a chance on it. But we told, you can't do that. Every white person got a silver spoon in their mouth. We told that. White kids don't grow up learning that. Asian kids don't grow up learning that. Jewish kids don't grow up learning that. Mexican kids, and I would say they're closer to black people with this, but I don't know if they grew up learning that. We're taught we ain't never gonna make it nowhere in life. Subconsciously and consciously. We're taught the cops gonna kill us every day. It's crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me. And play Al Sharpton real quick so I can be done with this. Roll it.
Corporations came forward and said, we're going to do diversity. We're going to do this because race needs to be dealt with. And for Donald Trump to be able to cancel a commitment they made is an outright.
All right, I'm done with it. I don't want to hear him say nothing else. It's completely stupid to me. But let me go to another story. I want to Floyd Mayweather. It's a very quick clip. Because Floyd Mayweather, to a degree, is an example of a black person that ain't buying that stuff. And I wish it was more like him. Now, is he the smartest guy in the world? Probably SAT score is trash. But when it comes to business and making money, he probably is the top 1 percentile. Floyd Mayweather is probably one of the most successful black people to ever live. Financially. I don't like his little strip club endeavors. I don't like some of his other stuff. I don't know him personally. But I do know that when you don't buy into the matrix and letting black people tell you or other people tell you that black people can't make it in America, when you don't buy into it, you end up like a Floyd Mayweather who had nothing. Nothing. He boxed. He worked harder than everybody else. He did have genetics and talent, but he persevered. He worked harder than anybody else on planet Earth, and he was able to succeed and take the little bit of education that he had and maximize it into being able to make a lot of money. Now, this is what a smart black man have to say. I say a wise black man. You ain't got to be smart and wise are 2 different things. I don't think I'm that smart, but I got common sense and I'm wise. Roll the clip.
Donald Trump. What do you think about the way he's going at it? The way he's going, he had a great press conference today, his first cabinet meeting. And his management style, the way he's going at this. What are your thoughts on the way this administration is trying to reinvigorate the country?
Well, the world, I'm saying in America, we're never happy. At least I'm happy, but we're never happy. When we had Trump before, we didn't appreciate him. But I think Trump is a great president. Actually, he's the best president. In my eyes, he's the best president we ever had. Great businessman, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, and the way the day's cabinet thing, you probably went around here, it was really phenomenal. To the point you talked about, putting together a great team,
yes,
put together a fantastic cabinet.
Trump has done an amazing job, and a lot of people around America are upset. But no matter who goes in the White House, we're always upset.
Right, right.
And I think Trump is the man for the job. He's the best president in my eyes.
Perfect. So I heard that Donald Trump kicked Zelensky out of the White House. That dude messed up big time. Give me the screen. That dude messed up big time. Zelensky is nothing without the United States of America, and he get kicked out of the White House because of his arrogance and pompousness. I'm happy for it. I hope they give him no more money. I hope they. I ain't gonna say this 'cause I'm supposed to be a Christian. I was like, I hope they give him the middle finger when he was walking out, but that's not godly. I won't say that. We're going to get the clip for you so you guys can watch it, but until then, I'm going to try to continue to go down the list of certain things that we have. But I can't wait to show y'all that clip. What was something else I want to talk about? Let's see. I think I got out. You know what I want to talk? How long is it going to take for us to get that clip?
We'll do it after the next story.
Because I wanted to talk about a police shooting. I'm going to do it in detail on Monday. I want to talk about a police shooting real quick. I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to brief y'all for Monday. I was talking to the family of this police officer that I think was wrongly accused in a police shooting. I forget how to say his name, so I don't want to butcher his name. But in New Jersey, they get called to the house. And it's funny because if you look on police activity and all this stuff, they act like the cop is wrong. I cannot wait to blast his innocence to the world on Monday. And I'm going to eventually interview his parents when we get close to the trial, because I want y'all to hear what they've had to go through all this time. And he's got a GoFundMe or Give Send Go. I want to raise a little money for him to help him. We'll talk about it on Monday more, but this officer had honorable service as a police officer, goes to a call for service of a burglary in progress, an armed burglary in progress, or robbery in progress, depending on how it's articulated. But it's supposed to be an armed man on somebody's property breaking into his car. The man lied about the call. None of that ever happened. He has a replica gun in his hand, which it doesn't matter. It looked like a real gun. You can't go dissect it and say, hold on, before you shoot me, let me see if this is a real gun. So that obviously clear that doesn't matter. He comes outside while he's on the phone with 911. Allegedly, he points a gun at the first officer. He points a gun at the first officer that came to the scene. This officer, you can hear on the 911 call say, drop the gun, and you can hear him drive off because he tried to drive away from the guy because he couldn't get his gun out fast enough. Then the guy who they charged, the officer that they charged, he pulls up to the scene, and the other guy said, he got a gun, he got a gun. Officer gets out of the car. It's not very clear because you can't see if he pointed the gun at the officer or not, but based on his previous action, it would make sense that he didn't just make it up. The guy pointed the gun at the officer, the first officer that got there. He pointed the gun at the second officer and he got shot. He was acquitted. Well, he was cleared. Several years later, they now indicted him for manslaughter. And they have no evidence to indict this cop for reckless manslaughter. They lied to the they had a grand jury, and they were dishonest with the grand jury, and I'm gonna prove it all to you on Monday. They didn't even tell them that he pulled a gun on the first officer that came to the scene. All of that makes me so upset what they've done to law enforcement officers. But on Monday, I'm going to break it down, and specifically, I'm going to show the body-worn camera footage. I'm going to show the Attorney General's statement. I'm going to read the law. I'm going to read case law, and I am going to, on air, prove this officer's innocence, and then we shall see where it goes. But anyway, we got some video from Zelensky getting kicked out of the White House. Roll the clip.
Press area to get an understanding of what we're watching. This is what I was told. The president has kicked Zelensky out of the White House. His delegation right now is telling him that he's got to go home. The president felt disrespected. Officials in the room felt that beyond the language barrier that we've heard some discussion about, Zelensky's body language, shrugging and eye rolling, was ungrateful, disrespectful, and the president feels that Zelensky is not ready for peace, and he can come back when he's ready to talk about peace, but he's not in that position right now, and Zelensky is being told he's got to go. The lunch that they were supposed to have is sitting right outside the hallway, and the press staffers are going to be eating that lunch. This is really pretty incredible. We see the SUV that Zelensky's at.
So y'all see Zelensky getting a boot. Now let me say this. This is what should happen. We don't owe you nothing. Zelensky, we giving him money time after time after time after time after time. We don't know where half of it going. The only reason that they have a chance in this war is because we funded him. You come up in our house and you're ungrateful, we'll stop funding the war. We told him, ceasefire. Agree to a ceasefire. Therefore, it can temporarily stop the killing of your people and y'all can go to the negotiation table. You either see, this is the thing that the arrogance will get you. You either ceasefire or you lose the war. Which one do you want to do? If you ceasefire, you can come to the table. If you don't ceasefire and we stop funding you because you're an arrogant D-head, then you're going to lose the war. What do you want to do? Get this man up out of the White House. Don't come up in here acting like that. I'm glad we had that on report. Don't come up in here acting like that. Not that you want to take that L. Come up in our country talking crazy like that. These people out of their mind. Anyway, let's see. There was one more story I wanted to do. I think we had, which one was the one that we wanted to touch on? No, that was kind of whack. Yeah, Tim Walz. Let's go with the Tim Walz one. I didn't watch it. It's a leaked audio of Tim Walz claiming that we've been taken over by Nazis and fascists. Let's play the clip of Tim Walz. Roll it.
You see the nonsense that's being put forward on that. We're going to need your voice there, because I would just end with this. And we're seeing it in these town halls. That charismatic leader's not going to come there. You know, I see the pundits on TV. What's wrong with the Democratic Party? What's wrong is our country's being stole by fascists and Nazis, and we're trying to do all we can to try and do it. But we need.
So it's another clip of him getting pressed about that very leaked clip. Roll it.
They're asking me to apologize because of that?
Well, you were talking about politicians in Washington, Republicans in Washington.
No, I'm talking about the people who are openly Nazis.
That audio clip we heard, it sounds like you were talking about in Washington, and when Scott Jensen made similar comments about COVID restrictions.
Look, we have folks marching in the streets. We have a woman in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, pulled out by a militia. I'm talking to a group of supporters and saying what's going on in our country right now is we have people who are openly Nazis and fascists trying to take our country, and we need to push back. This has been the last 10 days, Washington Post, New York Times, talking about these folks in Ohio. So no, I'm not going to apologize. The question I have is, why are they not condemning them? Why are they not condemning these people who are in Ohio doing these things to us? So, no.
So you're not talking about Donald Trump and Republicans in Washington?
No, I'm talking about these people who are there. Now, if they have tendencies to not say anything, I am asking those people in Washington, why are they not condemning this? Why is the Department of Justice not condemning these people who are doing that? So this is the story that the Republicans are asking about as we watch the federal government go step on all of our rights, as we watch them go through the Social Security Administration, as we watch them do all this. This is their focus. Be better. Be better.
They pointed out that you went after Scott Jensen for almost the very same thing.
Be better.
About asking him to apologize.
Were there open Nazis marching that he was talking about? Who was he talking about? I don't even remember.
He was talking about the COVID-19 restrictions and likened it to the rise of Nazi Germany.
Yeah. That is apples to elephants. The fact of the matter.
Play this clip one more time so y'all hear what he actually said. You seen what he said. You see what his response is. Let's go back to what he actually said, and you tell me if this man is being genuine or not. Roll it.
You see the nonsense that's being put forward on that. We're going to need your voice there, because I would just end with this. And we're seeing it in these town halls. That charismatic leader's not going to come there. You know, I see the pundits on TV. What's wrong with the Democratic Party? What's wrong is our country's being stole by fascists and Nazis, and we're trying to do all we can to try and do that. But we need.
Our country has been stolen by fascists and Nazis. He didn't mention not one time somebody on the side of the road. I seen a little video there. I just scrolled past it. It was like 10, 15 dudes with swastikas on the side, peacefully on the side with a permit. The police are standing next to them because they got a permit. So they can't be violent. They're just on the sidewalk. A bunch of idiots. Like, why would I condemn them 3 people right there? Where are some Nazis? Oh, it's somebody online that said they hate black people and they want to join a Nazi party that don't exist. And I'm a loser 33 on Instagram. I condemn him right there. Shut up, man. Nobody, I ain't never in my life seen a Nazi. And if I seen somebody out here with a flag, I just drive by. Now you cut up. You put your hands on me, you start damaging my property, you and Hitler gonna meet each other. But you just sitting on the sidewalk being a nut. I don't care. Who cares, man? You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say. You have the freedom to be a nut job. Anyway. All right, but let's go to the super chats. I appreciate y'all watching. One day I want to really hit on some other hard-hitting stuff, but let's go to the super chats real quick. And thank y'all for being members. Let me just say this before I end the live stream. We have a ton of new stuff on Tatum Store. There's a lot of overstock product that we have. Not a lot, but there's a few items that I think we overstocked a little bit. For all of my Tatum Squad members, you have 30% off on the Officer Tatum Store. If you're a Tatum Force member, you have 40% off on the Tatum Store. I'm telling you, I don't know if we didn't think of the math or not. If you were a Tatum Force person, I think it's $8 a month. 40% off of the Officer Tatum Store. If you want to get a ton of stuff and you love the product, it's worth it, to be honest, just to be a member. And you don't have to stay a member. You can just get it to get the discount, to be quite honest. But if you want to be a member and you want the perks of the Tatum Squad or Tatum Force, then that's the perks that we give, 30% off or 40% off the store. I encourage you right now, if you haven't joined, you need to join. Also, if you are thinking about getting stuff from the Tatum Store, we have a 20% discount for the YouTube channel. So just go to tatumstore.com, tatumstore.com, and get some merch today. I'm going to say this too, because people may not know that I own a screen printing and distribution company called Pure Choice Apparel. If you are a business or you are an influencer, or if you need shirts done for your Pee Wee team, or you're going on a men's trip and you want polos done, we have the capacity to embroider, to laser etch, to screen print, to DTF transfer, which is to press the image down on the shirt. We have the availability to do anything, mugs, tumblers, you name it, we got it. So if you're a person that's interested in that, make sure you go to purechoiceapparel.com, purechoiceapparel.com, fill out the form. On the website, you will see get a quote. Or if you just want to inquire about some things or have more information, hit contact us. And because I haven't publicly done it, because we only work with people that we know, is kind of like a word of mouth. We work with Candace Owens, Larry Elder. We're going to start doing stuff with TPUSA. We're trying to get that figured out. We were going to do stuff with Brett Cooper. We're trying to get that figured out. We got a whole bunch of other stuff. The Cartier family, many of the people you guys watch, we do their merch right here at Pure Choice Apparel. So if you're interested, make sure you go to purechoiceapparel.com website, hit get a quote if you know specifically what you want. But if you have inquiries, just go to contact us and we'll get back to you. All right. Let's get to some of the super chats. It says, these butthurt Democrats will continue to whine and complain, but President Trump is getting more done than any president in 1 month, than Obama, than Biden in 12 years. Amen and amen. All right, another super chat. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thanks for telling the truth, Officer Tatum. These butthurt Democrats do not like to see what President Trump is doing. How about the violence at the border? 100%. Let's see. Love it. Love it. Let's go down here to Adam. Adam, these are simple issues to resolve, talk, and figure it out before we go on a press tour looking like idiots. Those bonders were full of blank pages. 1,000%. I said this yesterday that when she ain't really confident on what's what, it makes me realize that she ain't never had nothing in the first place. I know it's not moving. I can't get it to move right. Let's see. There we go. I guess maybe the mouse is dirty. Elliot, thanks so much for joining the Tatum squad. Let's see. Randy, hot take for Black History Month. Black excellence and streaming service equals black socialism. Love you, Brandon Tatum. Let's see. Rashad Powell, thanks so much for joining the Tatum squad. Randy, more love from Canada. Oh, you from Canada. Shout out to Canada. I should have seen it. It says Canadian 20. Trump shouldn't stop at Epstein, as Glenn Beck indicated. He should declassify Benghazi files, the pipeline issue, etc. Also, Zelensky's meltdown is not surprising given his recent take on Trump. I know 100%. Like, Hillary Clinton should go to prison for Benghazi. Hillary Clinton should have went to prison for them files, and they sending and receiving classified documents in a server in her house that was set up by a private citizen. How do you not go to jail over that? She still kept her security clearance. Let me not get upset about this, but we should know about Benghazi. We should know about the pipeline, Keystone. You know, they shut down the pipeline and all that stuff. I agree with you 1,000%. Drug test Zelensky. Yeah, he must be the craziest man in the world. He going there. You know that man not qualified. How is he running the country and he's so immature to not see the writing on the wall, bro? You start talking crazy, you need to pipe down. You need us. We don't need you at all. Shout out to Officer Tatum for inspiring us to start this channel. It's called Jesus for Thought, right? Yeah, Jesus for Thought. I appreciate it. Maybe we got to check y'all out. Jesus for Thought. Zelensky sounds distressed. Yeah, he is. He's just a fundraiser. He's just fundraising money. James, thanks so much for the super chat. Man, Vince is a mother trucking pit bull. I can't wait for this cat to be president. Trump was like, oh, wait a minute. I need to get in on this. I wish I could pin this comment. Can I pin this? I can't pin it. I love that. That's exactly what I thought. Trump was like, hey, bro, I need to, J.D. Vance putting in work. I need to jump on. I see. It's nice to have men back in charge instead of those corrupt pushovers that we've had for the past 4 years. 100%, man. And then, you know, I want to say this during the stream, but it was like, you know, the left is going to say Donald Trump, emotional there, that he kicks out Zelensky and all this other stuff when nobody's going to watch the actual interaction. And that's the problem. Jesus makes America great again. Show some love, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, go check them out. I don't know if y'all good or not, so I can't endorse whether you're good or not. I got to go look at it myself. But I will tell you, if you're watching and you see the super chat, just go check it out. See what they got. Proxy war was funded because Biden corrupts reciprocals. No desire for ceasefire is insane. Let Russians proceed, gain citizens, and kick back trade deals. Who is this? Girl, you own it. I don't know if you're a girl or not for real, but your pictures look like a girl. You own it. This is you're 100% right. Biden and his corruption. And Zelensky was capitalizing on it. And then these arrogant, pompous fools think that everybody's so stupid that he going to leverage Trump. It wasn't working. You don't desire a ceasefire. You don't want to stop and reassess. Yeah, because it ain't your money. You just running off us dry. Puerto Ricans were told that, but I fight on. Amen. Let's see. I don't like going. I go into these universities. It's insane how victimized some of these people are, and it's mostly black people. Then why did all of them use the exact same language when they tried apologizing? We're not stupid and don't gaslight us. I think are they talking about, you think they're talking about the binders? Or this is something else? Super chat. It says, then why did they when all of them use the exact same language when they tried to apologize? Yeah, I think it was. Like I'll tell you what, like, it could get me in trouble with the Trump administration, and like I may not be invited to stuff. They don't invite me now, probably because I say stuff like this. But don't gaslight us, man. I don't care if you're a conservative or not. Don't play with me. That's the only thing. When you try to insult my intelligence, that's when I get mad at you. I'm grown. I'm married with kids. I like, don't push the BS to me that you somehow got binders out here and all this stuff. Y'all knew what was in the binder. You had to look at it unless you're stupid. You had to open it up and be like, oh, there's nothing in here. Because I can look at it without talking about it until I need to talk about it. I still can look at it. Pam knew it wasn't nothing in there. The influence knew it wasn't nothing in there. It was a photo op gone wrong. That's why you don't do photo ops. You're genuine. We winning. We don't need momentum. We don't need to be flashy and fake. Let's just keep it real with the American people. That's what got us here. We actually need to improve. We got bull in the China shop. It's over. We own the China shop now. We don't need to keep being a bull in the China shop that we own. It bothers me, man. It bothers me how silly we are. What is the point of all of this? And you knew when you held it up there, it wasn't nothing in the folder. Nick, they knew it wasn't nothing in the folder. They knew it was complete redactions. I'm so glad I wasn't a part of that.
Didn't your wife call that out?
I don't know. I know. Stevie Wonder probably conceded that. Like, stop it. We grown now, man. This ain't social media. This is a real country with real consequences and real things that the real American people care about. There were so many people from the other side that came over to the Republican side because they got sick of what they were going through. Let's not ruin our reputation with the people. It's not. Let me tell y'all something. Give me the big screen real quick. I'm going to finish Super Chats. Let's just make this really clear. The reason that I'm who I am and where I'm at today, and I think the reason I became incredibly popular when I'm not backed by a major multi-million-dollar company, this is all grassroots, is because I'm genuine. I don't want to go viral. I go viral because I'm genuinely putting out stuff, and not all of it goes viral. I just so happen to hit a nerve. You ain't never going to catch me doing stuff like that, and I don't want to be a part of nobody doing nothing like that. We grown up in here, man. We need to be really trying to maximize accurate, confident information we can give to the American people and unite. We don't need to be up here trying to act like our stuff don't stink and all this. It's over. This is not social media clickbait. I don't like it. And I'll call my side out whenever it's necessary. I don't like it. And it's not just because what the left is going to say, it's because how you make me feel. You make me feel like I've been playing this whole time. Nah, man, we worked too hard to get this election. I've been on here every day, grinding, researching, my whole team cutting all these videos every day for us to get the message out there so we can win an election. And then you get in there and y'all not even communicate with each other and doing all this fake stuff. Let's stop doing this, man. Don't, and if you're doing it, don't call me. Don't ask me to be a part of no photo shoot. I don't want to be no photo op. Let's just get accurate information to the American people so that they can make an informed decision. I don't need to trick nobody. I don't need to coerce nobody. I don't need to try to make, man, look, if you don't get it, you don't get it. But let's have accurate information to share with the American people. I think that's fair. Why can you only squat 405? That's funny. I did that 6 times, actually. It was pretty light. But people are like, you need to go deeper on the squats. You need to go deeper on the squats. Do we have that clip of me squatting?
Is that on Instagram?
I'm going to pull it up real quick because I want to talk trash just a little bit to some people. And, let me just tell you something. When I get the clip, I'll show you. Let me read Super Chat. This was a multi-state, multi-year, multi-person investigation, and she thought it would fit into a binder. I know. She said it too. This woman, Pam Bondi said it was 200-something victims. If you got 200 victims, do you know how much investigating it is? That means you had to contact, you have to have a paper trail on how you interviewed or interacted with those victims. And if you interrogated those victims, meaning that you questioned them, you talked to them, you got information, they either had to come down to the FBI office, or you had to call them on the phone, or you had to talk to them in person. You got a whole script, paperwork of what you said to this person, verbatim transcript. 200 people from all over the world. Maybe there's just people in the United States of America. 200 people in a binder. And then, nobody's talking. What should happen is that she should have waited. She should have talked to Kesh. Kesh Patel would have told her, hey, this is why we haven't released it. And they have a joint conference say, we haven't released the Epstein files because, look, it's a lot of critical information that's going to compromise the investigation. We're not going to release it. We know we told you we were, but once we dug in, we found more information that we need to follow up on. So stay tuned. We'll release it when it's, boom, we all on the same page. William, thanks so much for the super chat. It says, keep up the goodies. Maybe good work, Tatum. Good work, Brandon. Mike Bryan, it says, when are they going to cancel The View? I tell you what, the more we make videos, the more we expose how trash they are. Let's see. G. Ross, thanks so much for the super chat. Did you hear about the bonded out cop killer in Texas? No, I did not. Write that down for us to follow up on that. All right. Terry, thanks so much for another super chat. Really, they all attacked Laura Loomer immediately. No, I don't want it now. I just want you to write it down so we can do it for future. Immediately when she and Paula Luna questioned them, this interview was just more gaslighting. Yeah, 100%. I see what you're saying. That they got on Laura Loomer and Anna Paulina when they called it out. Okay, where the squad at? No music. All right, so if y'all can see this, and fix my screen so I can see. For those of you who are watching, now I'm gonna say this because people don't know this about me possibly. I was an elite athlete. Things didn't work out for me when I was in college, but I was an elite athlete. I used to single leg squat 315. And when I say single leg on the box, you put your one leg up and you squat in the front. I'm not talking about pistol squats. That'd be crazy if I was that strong. I don't think nobody on earth is that strong. Maybe. But single leg squat 315, I squatted over 500 pounds and I was like 210 with 4% body fat. And I was fast, I was strong. Me and my brother were incredible athletes. So now that I'm a little older, I haven't been working out much. I'm trying to get back in shape and everything. So I'm still a little bigger than I'd like to be. But this is me squatting 405 for 6. So 405 pounds for 6. And most people thought it was great. But there's some people on the internet that wanted to be like, you didn't get low enough and all this. And I want to respond. So play the clip real quick so people can see it. I don't know. Do you think it was easy or not? To me, that looked like that's a good squat. Good functional squat. Then I got real low for the haters right there. Boom. Now, play it again. People were saying, Brandon, you didn't get low enough. These squats don't count. Let me tell y'all something. I don't ego squat, right? I functionally squat. My legs are strong enough to squat this way, this quickly, at this depth, because this is what I consider to be functional depth. I don't need to go down below parallel. I don't need my butt to hit the ground, because if I go to jump on top of something, I go jump somewhere or explode, I'm not exploding below parallel. I'm exploding from exactly where you see me squat at. And if you notice, I'm not breaking glass, which means my knees are not coming in front of my toes. I'm sitting back in the chair, and I believe this is good form. And I'm pretty strong, so this is not that hard for me. But the people that normally say, you're not getting low enough, Officer Tatum, you're not getting low enough, they bounce at the bottom. Bouncing at the bottom of your lift is not harder than doing what I'm doing. I'm going down and I'm stopping the weight and coming back up. I'm not going down and bouncing off the bottom of my calves or bouncing at the bottom and getting myself up to where I'm at. I'm not doing that. And a lot of people do that on the squat, and your knees are going to be gone. That's why you can see me do squats with no knee wraps, no belt. I'm squatting raw because my form is good. I'm not putting too much pressure on my back or my knees. But your favorite person that's talking about these squats are literally got knee wraps on and a belt, and they bouncing at the bottom, bouncing off their legs. It's a pet peeve of mine. And I know I'm not a bodybuilder or nothing like that, but I cringe when I see people do that. If your knees go in front of your toes, you are damaging your knees. If you are squatting 405, 455, and you have to have knee wraps on, you're not squatting properly. I argue knee wraps is for when you at 600 pounds, 700 pounds, and you doing some really crazy lifting, then you probably need some knee wraps. But when you just doing 405, that's lightweight. For a person that can, if you squatting with good form, you either can do it or you can't do it. If you can do a 405, you don't need no belt or knee wraps, in my opinion. But anyway, so I did this 405 for 6. I could probably do it 15 times if I was gunning it. But anyway, I want to see if somebody commented about it in the chat. Is it easy to put it on the screen? Okay, do you have to adjust it? Just read it out to me, that'd be quicker.
Well, we got a comment from Dustin.
Yeah, of course Dustin a comment on that.
You'll be as strong as me one day. Dolores Rutena, very unprofessional in my opinion.
What's unprofessional? Squatting?
Squat was unprofessional.
Oh.
It's a guy with no icons.
Yeah, it's somebody talking. Is that it?
Yeah, that's only.
Yeah, a couple people on Instagram was saying something like, oh, none of those squats count or nothing like this. Look, I'm not in a powerlifting competition. A powerlifting competition, they have a bodysuit on, they have a belt, and they have knee wraps that you have to have at least 300 or 400 pounds to even bend your knees. So, of course, they can go down below parallel and bounce and do all of this stuff. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not in a powerlifting competition. I'm not doing CrossFit, which I think is terrible for you. A lot of people do CrossFit and they wrong. They be doing it. I watch CrossFit and I cringe. I don't think it's completely bad. I mean, but I think it's bad for most people. They just don't know it yet until they do it for a couple years and they back messed up, their knees all blown out, and they never really develop real functional strength. Doing this kipping or whatever they call it. That's what is this doing? Strict pull-ups is where you get the strength. Leveraging your body like this to go up over the bar. To me, maybe just personally, I don't like this stuff like that. I don't think that that's a barometer of like true strength and whatever the case may be. What happens is people that are doing CrossFit, the reason many of them look good is because they eat healthy, they take steroids. Some of them that don't take steroids, they genetically look good, they eat healthy, and they're obviously exercising hard for 45 minutes, which is you're in a calorie deficit. So you're gonna burn through fat, you're gonna be lean. And you could be doing your reps all wrong, but you look good because you lean. It's working your body, but I mean, none of that is, to me, none of that stuff you actually do and translate to real stuff. Like when we play football, we didn't do CrossFit workouts to play football because you don't tackle in a position that you'll be in CrossFit. There's no situation where you're doing this. There's no situation where you're doing easy ups in playing football. You know, fighters, People that fight probably not doing that. There's no situation where you're doing the movements and when you fighting somebody. And for me, as a dad, you know, I'm almost 40. I want to be able to still be explosive from the hip. So if I need to go and jump up on something or I need to swing on somebody, that's how far I'm going to go down, is right from the hip. Oh, I got another one. Oh, I didn't post that video. Never mind. I got one punch in that bag, getting almost 1,000. Anyway, love you guys. I appreciate you. We'll see you guys on Monday. Make sure you tell a friend about the show. Make sure you go to Tatum, SynergyLife.com. Pre-order your supplements now. They're going to be gone. Like, we already did the testosterone, but the day and night drink, so many people have pre-ordered. I think when we actually get them in stock in March, they're going to be gone. And right now I'm funding this stuff myself. So I don't have enough money to have 40,000 bags just sitting in my warehouse. So we got several thousand of them, but I think they're going to be gone. And then I got to place another order. So hopefully the downtime isn't too long. Like the T-Force, when we sell our last thing of T-Force, we got to wait a couple more weeks for our new batch to get in, because we already put in the order now, so it takes a little bit. Anyway, I love you guys. We got a bunch of, I keep saying I love you, I'm going to leave you, but if you're still watching this, we got a bunch of stuff coming up, so just stay tuned. We got an event here in April in Arizona. We got a Talladega fan experience that we're going to do. That'll be in April. I'm going to give you more details. Just wait. We got to finish some logistics, but we're going to do a Talladega fan experience. So any of y'all NASCAR people that love NASCAR, we're going to do an experience where you can come hang out with your boy B. Tatum, but it's a lot more details to it, so don't get worked up. I'm thinking I'm going to have some fans. They're going to have their name on the NASCAR. We'll talk to you about it. Just hold on. Just know it's coming. We got an event here in Phoenix, Arizona in April as well. It's limited seats. We're only going to have about 100 people there. It's going to be at a private residence. I'll let you guys know some more details about that. And there's a giveaway coming down the pipe of an incredible 2A Pew Pew accessory. And there's probably hardly nobody in the country that has this. I think I'm the only one that has what I'm gonna give away. It's all custom. You guys it's gonna blow your freaking mind. And we'll get to that later. But just know it's coming. All right. And the people that's gonna know about it first is what? Tatum Squad, Tatum Force. I'm gonna let y'all know before anybody. I'll see y'all on Monday. I'm out.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. I'm a proud American from my birth to the grave. 47 is the top. Took a